Oh, where was I? Oh, yes, before my son interrupted me. My hair, the length of my hair is at least touching my shoulders, if not past my shoulders, or the top part of my shoulders. It's been at least maybe a little bit longer than 6 months since the last time I had my hair pressed out. So I don't actually know what my true length is at this moment. Um, it took me a long time to get my hair back down to that length. As a matter of fact, um, when you don't chop everything off and start from scratch, it takes you a little bit longer to work it out. I had to struggle with 4 inches of new growth and 4 inches of relaxed hair, and neither one of them wanted to act right for me. Neither one of them. Uh, for the longest time, it's only been recently that my hair has actually started cooperating with me in the manner in which I want to, and that's when I decided not to put any perm in it anymore. My body went through changes when I was 17, 18 years old. Um, I have to search hard for those pictures. When I was 17 and 18 years old, my hair did whatever I told it to do. I had a relaxer. I actually cut my hair short. You remember Toni Braxton when she first came out and her hair was short? I actually cut my hair short like that. I had my hair that short. And I worked with it, and it worked like I wanted it to. It did everything that I wanted it to do. And then I had my oldest son, who I had him when I was about 19, almost 20 years old. My body changed. My hair changed. It was, I mean, drastically. Now all of a sudden my hair wouldn't listen to me to save its life. I'd tell it, I'd take that curling iron and twirl it one way, my hair decided to go the other. I'd flip it this way, my hair would go the other way. It wouldn't do what I wanted to do, and I started becoming unhappy with my hair. Um, I think I cut it back off. I did. And it was really, I mean, it wasn't, to me it wasn't sad, and to me it still wouldn't be sad if I were to decide to go cut my hair off. Although right this moment I don't see any reason why, because now my hair is actually doing the right thing and I want it to grow. My sister's comes down to here when she don't even have it pressed out good, and my sister's hair comes down to her shoulders. She's been natural at least 2 years longer than me, if not longer than that. At least 2 years. So she's been natural. I've been 6, so she's been natural at least 7, 8 years. I mean, completely natural, that she has cursed cursed the relaxers and said no more, never again. But uh, the the length is something that I've been working on. But my hair was at least down to my chin while I was pregnant. It grew itself out. It was looking nice, looking long, and then I cut it off again for one of those lopside do's. I had one of those lopside cuts. I was cute. You know, this is 1995, 96. That was the style then. I did what I wanted to do. And I've had Bantu knots. I didn't know they were called Bantu knots. I've had my hair knotted up. I've never had an actual weave, glued or sewed in. I've never had actual weave in terms of my definition of a weave. I've had cornrows and micros and individuals where I had the extension hair in my hair, but I've never had an actual weave. You know what I'm saying? I could never bring myself to do it, and definitely won't now. I don't need to. Um, Not that I have anything against anybody who does decide to do it, because it's all up to you. It's your hair, and you can do what you want to do, just like I do what I want to do. But I've run backwards and forwards with my hair, and so as time has gone, my hair has changed, and it doesn't do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it all the time, as long as I had the chemical in my hair. Once, excuse me, once I got to the point where there wasn't much chemical left on my hair and it was all mine, I was amazed. I was looking at my hair and like, oh wow, look at the curl. Look how it curls at the end. Wow, that's interesting. I was fascinated. I was fascinated, but I could still. Well, that one didn't come out too good. I gotta retwist that. But could still. Was still stuck on wearing my hair in what we would call the natural styles, wearing it, just letting it air dry and be the fro. I didn't know how to do these. I only learned how to do these in April. Yeah, April. I took pictures the first day I did these. I took pictures and they're dated with April 22nd, 2010. That's when I finally learned how to do these little two-strand twists. I'd always heard of two-strand twists, but I ain't know what that was. And I never bothered to ask. I would braid my hair, with the three strands, do a braid with my hair, but I didn't like the way it came out when I did it myself. You know, I didn't like it. I can cornrow my hair, but I still don't like the way it comes out when I do it. I can't get the parts clean. It doesn't look as fresh, doesn't last as long. But, you know, 6 years, well, I don't even remember when I stopped having any relaxer in my hair at all. I think about this 2.5 years, maybe the third year is when I first noticed that my hair was all natural, that I had no more relaxer, that it had either broken off, and I did have a lot of breakage during that time, especially once I stopped going to the beautician who helped me start the transition. When I stopped being able to see her on a regular basis, I ended up with a lot more breakage because I didn't know all these new, and they're probably not even new, but I didn't know all these processes for transitioning. I at that particular time, did I have a computer by then? Yeah, I had a computer by then, but I didn't, I didn't even really pay any attention to what I needed to do to transition. I didn't even think of myself as being in transition of going from natural to perm. I didn't even think of myself like that. These are recent terms that I've come come to realize of what I've actually been doing and what my sister has been doing all this time. There's a lot of stuff that my sister has been doing that she tells me how she does her hair, and I'm like, okay, okay, all right. Now, my hair, while maybe lengthwise, maybe, not that far off from hers, because mine is coming to touch, if not go just below the top of my shoulders, and hers is already down past her shoulders. Um, I can't compete with the thickness of my sister's hair. Uh, Not yet. I'm hoping to get there in terms of the thickness and the length. But at the same time, my hair is my hair and hers is hers. And our hair has always been different. Even when we were children, her hair has always reacted different than mine did when it came to the chemicals and manageability. Hers is a little bit harder to manage. It's more time consuming than mine is. Mine, let me see, when I went to do these two strand twists, I think it took me 2 hours. If it took me 2 hours to do them, I think I actually only took an hour and a half. But, and that's just me. And I sit and I watch TV while I do it, and talk to my husband or get up and take care of stuff for my kids. So it's not like I get to sit straight and do my hair, although I still wouldn't sit straight and do my hair. I take my time. When I go to put my hair in any, well, this is the only one I know how to do. I don't know how to do all the stuff yet. I just attempted to do the flat twists. This is my first attempt with the flat twists, and I wasn't liking how it was coming out at first, so I just said forget it and twisted the rest of my hair.